animals' pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top-quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Tonight, the Bucks and Kuzma cash in Washington.
Inbound pass to Kuzma, catches it, lays it off the window, and good. And the Bucks will have the last laugh.
Our coverage starts at 5:30 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: leadership shakeup after the California wildfires.
I'm Julia Fellow. Hard questions from Milwaukee Public Schools regarding lead cleanup.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We've got some action starting off right away. We've got 41 southbound at North Avenue, the 2 left lanes blocked with a crash. So the southbound side slowing down from Appleton Avenue all the way down to North Avenue, and the northbound side slows down just before Mayfair Road as you're making your way up past the North Avenue area. Westbound 94, seeing backups from about 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is nice and clear. Southbound 43 is backed up from Keith down past Sutter Street. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 7 inland, a little warmer along the lake. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 29. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, big fallout in California in response to last month's wildfires. But first, we're following developing news here locally.
Lead cleanup efforts continue throughout the Milwaukee Public School District. District leadership providing an update on MPS efforts to abate lead concerns at both Golda Meir and Coggle schools. Interim MPS Chief School Administration Officer Michael Harris says the district plans on testing for lead issues at dozens of other buildings this spring.
We have 26 high schools, so that take that out, and then we have 5 traditional middle schools, so that would be grades 6 through 8. So those other schools would be either K-5 or K through 8 schools. And so those are the schools that we are looking to prioritize at this time.
The health department expects to get test results from Montessori, Maryland Avenue Montessori soon, and they also say they're requiring MPS to provide an update on their abatement efforts by the end of next month or face building closures.
A major shakeup in Los Angeles is part of the response to the wildfires last month. Mayor Karen Bass has removed Green Bay-born Fire Chief Kristen Crowley from her position effective immediately. CBS News' Mark Liu.
There was lots of finger pointing after those fires were finally contained, all the way from where was the mayor at the time? Were there enough firefighters? Was there enough water? So certainly there was some controversy surrounding this fire, but this has been one of the first major steps that we have seen in terms of any kind of accountability, or at least alleged accountability for things that perhaps did not happen as they should have.
Ronnie Villanueva, who retired 7 months ago after more than 4 decades of service, will serve as the interim fire chief.
Federal layoffs planned under the Trump administration have hit the FAA.
The layoffs hitting the FAA have affected over 100 probationary employees. Despite the agency's insistence that no critical employees were let go, one who says she was just weeks shy of ending her probationary status told ABC News she's shocked her position was eliminated.
They have no one to replace us, and extensive institutional knowledge that takes years to learn and be certified in.
That woman worked on flight maps relied on by air traffic controllers. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
The suspect accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson back in court in New York. ABC News legal contributor Shauna Lloyd says Mangione is also separately due in federal court next month.
What it tells us is they're clearly prosecuting this in a very aggressive manner. They are looking at every possible charge at a state and federal level, and they're levying them against him. So they're prosecuting this very quickly and very aggressively.
This is Luigi Mangione's first court appearance since pleading not guilty in December. The judge is expected to ask for an update on the exchange of evidence, and a trial date could be set.
A welcomed policy update for one popular MLB team is coming up.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:04.
You got to get to Built Right today. Built Right's President's Day and Randy Kay's birthday sale and $1 million clearance sell-off are extended. This is WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Built Right furniture, leather, and mattresses. If you're looking for affordable, better quality furniture or mattresses, do what my wife and I did. We went to Built Right. We love our new living room furniture, and we loved our shopping experience as well. It's all about your comfort, your style, your home at Built Right. 4 generations, 97 years strong. 3rd and 4th generation family members are right there in the store working alongside their amazing team. Thousands of items in stock or custom order at a low sale price. USA made, small scale, Ohio Amish made, real solid wood furniture. Over 48 models of power lift recliners in stock. 60 models of USA made mattresses. Built Right always saves you money. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday. Closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, just off of 894 at 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:06.
New York Yankees changed a 49-year-old policy banning beards.
The policy that was in place was outdated, and given how important it is to that generation, and given that it is the norm in this world today, that it was somewhat unreasonable.
Beards are back in. The Yankees owner says it must be well-groomed beards.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Night 2 of a back-to-back for the Bucks and a reunion of sorts. The Bucks are in the nation's capital to face the Washington Wizards. Chris Middleton will make his Wizards debut against his former team.
I am going to be here as a mentor and whatnot, but I want Wizards fans to know that I'm not here just to be a mentor. I'm here to be a basketball player and compete out there and help win games.
Coverage of tonight's game begins at 5:30 here on WTMJ. The Brewers begin Cactus League play tomorrow afternoon in Arizona. You can catch that game on WTMJ. Coverage begins at 2 o'clock. And college basketball tonight. The 16th-ranked Marquette Golden Eagles are on the road at Villanova. The 11th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers host Oregon tomorrow at 11. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:08.
Get ready to fiesta with Margarita Week at Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria, February 17th to 22nd. Sip on their loaded Blue Bat Margarita. Plus, buy any 2 handhelds and get a free firecracker chicken bao. Happy hour runs Monday to Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., and daily specials include $3 margaritas and free chips and salsa. Wrap it all up on National Margarita Day, Saturday, February 22nd, with live music and more. Visit Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward for the ultimate margarita celebration. Get all the info at bluebatkitchen.com.
$1
doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
All right, Julia, happy Friday.
Yeehaw!
We made it. Brandon, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Debbie, it's Friday.
Yo!
Here we go. We got a great show coming your direction, too. Let's start with some of the things we got right off the bat.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
A little bit more on Bobby Portis, his situation. Damian Lillard speaking after last night's win over the Clippers on what the mindset is after losing a guy like Bobby Portis for 25 games.
Bobby is a huge part of our team and a huge part of our success. You know, just emotionally, his energy, his voice, and obviously what he brings on the floor. You know, when he comes off the bench, you know you're going to get that 15, 16 points. You're going to get 8 to 10 rebounds. You're going to get, you know, the crowd into the game. You know, it's just something different that Bobby brings to the game for our team. And it's really important. So, you know, when you hear news like that, obviously it's a hit to our team. But we're all professionals, and we know that we got to hold it down for him and make sure that we stay on track for when he does come back. You know, I think it'll make us a better team because we'll have to find a way without him.
Add a little bit more on Bobby Portis' situation away from the court. We now know some of what was stolen when his house was broken into. This is kind of chilling. James Stratton, Channel 12, breaking the news. He'll be with us at 4:45.
Number 2, this one hits really close to home. The man who kidnapped a woman from the parking garage where we work, John, here in the 3rd Street Market Hall, he has been sentenced to 85 years in prison. His name is James Cole. He was convicted in the April rape of a woman who was simply idling her car in the parking garage. According to court records, he approached, got her to roll her window down, saying something was wrong with her car. When she didn't roll the window all the way down, take note, he took a knife out, stuck it to her neck, partially rolled down window. Then she had to let him in, and he was in the back seat for a while. He began to stab the roof of her car, telling her to drive, so she did. Then pulled over, got in the driver's seat, and he made her perform sex acts on him as he drove around in her car. At one point, he's convicted of driving through Estabrook Park, even in the bike path, pulled her over in the Milwaukee area, dragged her in the back seat, assaulted her more. This all happened at 9 o'clock in the morning.
It was terrible.
The 57-year-old James Cole will spend the rest of his life behind bars.
Awful story. Hey, the third in the 3 at 3 is about that hockey game last night. So the national anthem is sung. It's in Boston, so our national anthem is sung. The Canadian national anthem is sung, and a Canadian sang the anthem and changed the words in the anthem. This is Chantel Kravacek.
True patriot love that only us command.
So here's a little change, okay? It's the song "O Canada," and she changed the lyric from "In all of us command" to "That only us command," confirming she was talking about we're not being part of Trump's 51st state deal. We are not going into that at all. She said, I believe in democracy, so she changed the words, gave a little bit of license there. By the way, Canada won the game in overtime, and it was a really good hockey game. One other note, Justin Trudeau, who Donald Trump likes to say will soon be our 51st governor, tweeting this after the game. You can't take our country, you can't take our game, okay? You can't take our country, you can't take our game. You know what else we can't take, Mr. Prime Minister? Your terrible weather, your terrible taxes, your terrible social medicine system, your weak standard of living, your awful housing supply, your unregulated immigration, and you're good at one sport. Hey, congratulations. You can have your game. Nice job, big boy. It's 3:13 at WTMJ. Traffic and weather up next.
The only place to get this.
And the Bucks will get out of here with a 103-101 win like bank robbers in the night.
With some of this.
There were no questions about what Chris Middleton could give you in the playoffs. I mean, look at last year. And that is, I think, the question that you have with this group.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show with Justin Garcia and Brandon Snide. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Special Olympics Wisconsin Polar Plunge. It's happening. Oh, but okay, so less than 7 days from now.
It's going to be fun.
John and I are going to be emceeing it, and the location has changed for Milwaukee Polar Plunge. It's so icy. There's so much ice at Bradford Beach. They changed it to Muskego Park. So pro tip, it's even better. It won't be as cold. So come and jump with me. It's an opportunity to make a huge impact. Sign up. Go to plungewi.org, plungewi.org. It's really easy. I've already raised more than $3,000. It's a great talking piece. Don't miss the fun and freezing splash of a lifetime to help more than 9,000 athletes in our state alone.
That's so
for
great.
Special Olympics Wisconsin. plungewi.org.
Looking to escape the winter chill? Fox World Travel has you covered. Whether it's an all-inclusive vacation with Apple Vacations, a luxurious Princess Cruise, or a European adventure with Globus and Avalon, we create unforgettable experiences just for you. Enjoy last-minute deals, exclusive offers, and personalized itineraries. From booking to boarding, we handle all the details for a stress-free trip. Ready to get out of the cold? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention code RADIO to start planning your getaway today.
Landworks Wisconsin, they're the real deal. They did the landscaping in our yard last year. The only regret I have is that I didn't do it sooner. Landworks makes it so easy. Their teams are amazing. Right now, the teams are working really hard on building out dream lawns for this spring and this summer. It's the time to get in touch with Landworks Wisconsin. So that snow you're looking at in your yard, imagine that with fresh grass, maybe some landscape pavers, healthy blooms in your garden beds. Yeah, they'll make that happen at Landworks. Personalized landscaping plans carefully designed to make your property shine. Shine, shine, shine. I'm so excited about our property during the second year. The plants they chose, the trees, the treatments, it's incredible. It's Landworks Wisconsin. Check them out, landworkswisconsin.com.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Loziga. Hey, Deb.
Hey there, John. Southbound on 41, still kind of a brutal ride. The two left lanes are blocked at North Avenue with a crash, and that's making for a nasty delay all the way back to Appleton Avenue. So give yourself tons of extra time, or maybe just avoid that area. On the northbound side, we're slowing down before Mayfair Road up to North Avenue as well. Southbound 43 backing up from Keefe all the way down past Center Street. Back on the brakes heading through the Marquette and over the high rise. Westbound 94, you're looking at delays from about 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Traffic and weather. Here's the weather part, your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 7 inland, a little bit warmer along the lake. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 29 degrees. On Sunday, mostly cloudy, maybe a little rain to the north, a high of 38. On Monday, mostly cloudy, evening chance of rain, a high of 43. And on Tuesday, cloudy, and we hit 44 degrees. Pretty decent today. Sunny and 27 right now in Milwaukee. Wanted to update you on a couple stories that are happening in Washington, D.C. before we dive into more local news. Senate Republicans approving their budget resolution, but that's in the Senate. What happens now in the House, where they have a completely different game plan? Allie Pecorin, ABC News, Capitol Hill is with us. Good afternoon, Allie. What happens next?
Well, that is the magic question. So you are spot on. What Congress was doing last night, the Senate working through the night to get through this bill. It's just the first step in trying to enact several big parts of President Trump's agenda. Now, the Senate moved forward with this bill yesterday. It's kind of a pared-down version of some of the things that Trump wants Congress to accomplish. So it includes more funding to implement his border policy, some additional funding for national security, national defense, and some changes to energy policy. Now, the Senate completed step one of getting that done, but the House, you're right, has a very different plan. They want to include all of that in the package, plus a lot more. They want to extend the Trump 2017 tax cuts, slash trillions from federal spending, and implement a bump to the federal debt limit. So we have two different plans here. Now, what Congress is doing is unique because they're using this process that allows them to sidestep the Senate filibuster, meaning Republicans can pass this with just Republican support. But it's going to require everybody in both chambers to get on the same page. We're not quite there yet.
Okay, so one of the other big questions for me, Allie, is where does the president weigh in on this? These are two very different game plans. Which path does he prefer?
Yeah, so President Trump has basically said that his biggest priority is getting this done. He doesn't really care how they do it. He just wants to get it done. The Senate has said they want to do all these things that are wrapped in the House bill. They just want to break it into two different parts. Now, earlier this week, Trump came out and he said that he wants the one bill approach. He wants the House approach. He said that on Truth Social. But then yesterday he came out and thanked Senate Republicans for the work they were doing to quickly move his border funding provisions. So it's still a little bit unclear where he ultimately stands. It's probably going to come down to Republicans in the Congress to figure out how they get this done quickly, because we know that President Trump often likes to see things enacted swiftly.
Moving on. Okay, RFK Jr. has not really been in the headlines this week, but the Democrats, Senate Democrats, are wanting more information on some Health and Human Services firing under RFK. Can you explain?
Yeah, so we've seen over the last couple of weeks Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency sort of targeting different federal agencies and implementing these cuts to personnel. So what they say is that there are these unnecessary employees, there's unnecessary government spending going on at the federal agencies. They're trying to cut it down. So that's what they're doing. But Democrats are particularly concerned about some of those cuts at the Department of Health and Human Services, because they're saying that the people that have been faced with these layoffs are people that you may want to have still doing their job. For instance, people who are doing things like monitoring for an emerging pandemic or monitoring for toxins in our food. These are the people who were laid off in the first round of HHS layoffs. So Democrats are coming to RFK. As we talked about, many Democrats opposed him having this job in the first place, but he has it now. He's been confirmed by the Senate. So you've got Democrats approaching him, asking for more information about what's going on here with these layoffs. I should say, though, because Democrats don't control either chamber of Congress, there's not a whole lot they can do to really hold HHS to account on this stuff.
Okay, so one of those agencies you mentioned is HHS. A report in The Hill, and I know, Allie, you read The Hill, one of their representatives quoted in there is Shelley Pingree. She said this, she's from Maine. My staff has been ordered not to talk or have communication with HHS, the EPA, other agencies. They've been ordered, the agencies, not to communicate with members of Congress. My question to you, how unusual is this? As somebody who covers Congress, there's usually a lot of interaction between Congress and their staffs and the different federal government agencies, and now apparently that's coming to a stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly unusual, but I should say that there's a lot that's been going on in the first month of the Trump administration that kind of breaks from precedent that we would normally expect. That's, in the minds of the Trump administration, a really good thing. He ran as a political outsider. He ran on a promise to sort of shake things up. So anything that's going on here that we would consider to be a little bit atypical, a lot of Trump supporters would say that that's a really good thing, that it means that this DOGE effort to sort of weed out the unnecessary fat is working. So that's how they feel about it. But it is unusual that there would be these bars put up between Congress and the administration and the federal agencies. You are right. There's a lot of constant contact between those groups normally. So it's certainly atypical. But again, not a lot about what's been going on in the last couple of weeks with this stuff is typical. So we have to keep an eye on it, kind of see where it goes.
So the president and the White House are initiating a lot and doing a lot without Congress's help or input. Does Congress feel slighted? Are they getting impatient with all the executive orders and unilateral action?
So far, we haven't seen a lot of Republicans coming out too forcefully against anything that Trump is doing here. They're kind of taking a wait-and-see approach because many of them view the sweeping Republican victory in the 2024 election as a sort of mandate. They're saying Americans wanted Trump to get in there and do this, and now he is. So they're stepping back. I will say, though, that you might expect some of this to come to a pressure point here in a few weeks because there's a government funding deadline coming up in mid-March. They've got to appropriate more money to keep the lights on in Washington and across the country. Now, they're going to need Democratic support to do it in the Senate. You will have to have Democrats supporting this. And a lot of Democrats are a little bit concerned about entering into a negotiation over this issue with Republicans when they're worried that Trump might not actually honor whatever budget agreement they ultimately come to. So this is where things are going to become a little bit more complicated. Democrats say they're going to need assurances that Trump is actually going to keep honest on whatever funding agreement they reach. I don't know if they're going to get that assurance. So we could be having a little bit of a sticky situation when it comes to government funding here in a few weeks.
Allie Pecorin covers Capitol Hill for ABC News. Have a great weekend, Allie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's check those markets. Oh, man, I'm glad it's Friday. It was a rough day on the markets. A stock sell-off today. Consumers really starting to sour on the economy. Dow down 700 points. The NASDAQ fell 2%. The numbers, the Dow actually off 748 on the day. That's almost 2%. The NASDAQ was 438 on the day. My goodness, that's 2.25% in one day. The S&P 500 was down 104 points. That's 1.7%. A rough Friday. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Check it out today. Know the difference with Annex.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for my friends at Comfort Awnings out of Burlington, Wisconsin. They're your awnings and screenings experts. They service all of southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. You're asking, Debbie, why are you talking to me about this? Because now is a great time to sign up to get your Comfort Awning custom awning installed on your home. Spring is coming up quickly, and now's a great time to do it because they have got the best around and an awesome offer. Now until the end of February, you can receive a free motor with the purchase of any retractable awning or screen. How do I know? Well, I got a Comfort Awning installed on my home. It's gorgeous. It fits in perfect with my home. It's retractable, so I don't have to have it all the way out all the time. I can have it all the way in. I can have it an extension of my living space. This is why you want to do it. Spring's around the corner. Get signed up with Comfort Awnings. How do you do it? Give them a call. 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate, or you can visit comfortawnings.com.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory, Osaic Wealth, and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
John Mercure here for the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. It's American Heart Month, the time to shed a light on the leading cause of death for adults in our country, and that is heart disease. We talked to Dr. Abhinav Sharma, a cardiologist with the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Sharma shared risk factors, what can be done to prevent heart disease, the early signs and symptoms, and much more. You can hear that conversation along with all of our past everyday health discussions by clicking the drop-down menu at WTMJ.com.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano.
John Mercure here.
Wait, does that car say Pella on the side? What's Gina Della doing here?
Sorry, I'm late.
We're on the air in 3, 2...
Recognize my voice? Get used to it.
Talk all things Windows, business, and being a boss in more ways than one with Gina Della for Pella's very own show right here on WTMJ. Starting February 1st, tune into What's the Difference every Saturday morning at 6:30 or stream anytime on WTMJ.com.
What a tease.
Jewelry is everlasting. Each piece passes from generation to generation, gathering stories as it goes. Some have been waiting centuries for the right hands to hold them again. February 21st and 22nd, step into history at Rasmussen Diamonds in Racine. Explore an extraordinary collection of estate jewelry from the 1700s all the way to the 1960s, each piece with a past, a mystery, a story waiting to be rediscovered. Don't miss out. The pieces at this rare two-day event are all one of a kind, and once they're gone, they're gone. Rasmussen Diamonds in Racine.
According to the Census Bureau, more than 12,000 Americans are turning 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. 65 is traditional retirement age because it matches up with Medicare, but Gallup found 61 is the average retirement age. Some Annex clients retire early, but we also have clients working at 70 because they love what they do. You know why? Because they've got plans built by fee-only fiduciaries, plans custom-tailored to their lifestyle. They identify their wants and needs, and we went to work building investment, retirement, tax, and estate plans in their best interest. Proper retirement planning doesn't start the week before you retire. Having a focused plan built by our in-house teams will go a long way in helping you reach the retirement you desire. It all starts with the conversation you probably already have in the back of your mind. It's time to put that into action and contact Annex. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticketfinder.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based, Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: LA's fire chief with a local connection has been removed.
I'm Julia Fellow, putting lead issues into perspective.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, still dealing with an accident on 41 southbound, 2 left lanes blocked at North Avenue with a crash. So that's going to be causing some big delays all the way back almost to Good Hope Road. So give yourself tons of extra time. Northbound slowing down from Watertown Plank Road all the way up to North Avenue. We've also got a new accident on northbound 43 at North Avenue. The right lane is blocked with this. So that's going to be, you're going to start to see some delays heading into that area. Right now, the volume's not that bad, so you should be able to get past it, but that's something to keep in mind. The southbound side is heavy from Hampton all the way down through the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time saver traffic.
Tonight it'll be 12 at the lake, 7 inland. Tomorrow cloudy, a high of 29 degrees. Right now it's sunny and 27 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, big fallout in California in response to last month's wildfires. But first, developing news here locally.
Milwaukee Public Schools leadership providing an update on the district's lead abatement efforts at Golda Meir and Coggle schools. District Interim Chief of Administration Michael Harris says one of the steps of the district is taken into hiring an outside cleaning service for lead abatement.
We're using the contractors to help us train our staff better, to make sure that we understand what those expectations are based on the recommendations from the Milwaukee Health Department. So it's helping us get a better idea of the criteria that needs to be met in order to move forward.
The Milwaukee Health Department says they're giving the district until March 31st to provide an update on its progress or risk closing schools.
In Los Angeles, Mayor Karen Bass announcing today she met with and removed LA Fire Department Chief Christian Crowley, who's from Green Bay, effective immediately.
We have just experienced the worst natural disaster that our city has ever experienced. It would be wonderful to think that everything would be smooth every step of the way, but I don't believe that that is realistic.
The mayor said Crowley refused to do an after-action report on deadly wildfires that ravaged the city last month.
A change in plans for a hiring freeze at the National Park Service.
The Trump administration has reversed its plan for a hiring freeze for seasonal National Park Service employees, according to a memo obtained by ABC. This will allow the agency to fill crucial roles to help maintain and operate popular parks ahead of the summer season. NPS will be able to hire a total of 7,700 workers, up from the three-year average of 6,350. The memo doesn't mention the roughly 1,000 probationary NPS employees laid off this week as part of the Trump administration's effort to trim the federal workforce. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Luigi Mangione was in New York State Court for his first court appearance since being arraigned on state murder charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO. His attorney says the Department of Justice has refused to allow Mangione to be in state custody despite state court going first.
The federal government is still considering whether to execute Luigi and considering whether to seek the death penalty. So we are fighting that simultaneously while going first here in state court.
Mangione is being held in federal jail in Brooklyn without bail and faces federal charges that carry the possibility of the death penalty. Mangione pleaded not guilty to multiple counts of murder.
Back here in Milwaukee, nearly $800,000 in funding for school resource officers, approval from the MPS board.
Now the district says the ball lies in the city's court, with their plan to split the cost for SROs down the middle sent to the city attorney's office. Board president Marva Herndon.
We're ready to accept officers as soon as they are available.
The move late Thursday came after an irate Judge David Borowski set a new SRO deal deadline earlier this week.
I take a dim view of elected officials thinking that they're above the law. They're not, at least in this court. So this is going to get resolved.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The Milwaukee area's top federal prosecutor is out of a job. Gregory Honstad was removed from his position as U.S. Attorney for Wisconsin's Eastern District. That, according to the Justice Department. The move comes as President Trump continues removing Biden-era judges from across the country. Richard Frothling was serving as acting U.S. Attorney for the district and will continue to do so until a permanent replacement is named.
The newest cars and automotive innovations on display this weekend at the Baird Center for the Milwaukee Auto Show. Auto Trader editor Eric Brandt.
Well, one thing that's getting more popular every year is hands-free driving. One car that we were just looking at the show was the Cadillac Escalade IQ, which is the all-electric version of the Escalade. And it has a feature called Super Cruise. And there's a light on the steering wheel. And when it turns green, you can take your hands off of the wheel. But you still have to keep your eyes on the road. You can't take a nap when you're driving quite yet. But that's something that's getting more popular.
The Milwaukee Auto Show runs tomorrow through Sunday, March 2nd.
Residents in Shawano County could pay an additional fee for vehicle registration starting next week. Our partners at NBC 26 report the so-called wheel tax could provide $750,000 for road work projects. If approved, Shawano County would be joining 13 other counties in Wisconsin that have a vehicle registration tax. The county board will vote on whether or not to implement the tax next week.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Cactus League season begins for the Brewers tomorrow afternoon against the Reds. Brewers manager Pat Murphy on dedicating the season to the late Bob Uecker.
Well, I think we all have that responsibility to honor Ueck and how we do our things, and I think there'll be enough presence around the stadium. This is a huge loss, but I don't think he goes away. He really represents what we're about. He'll be on our uniforms, and I hope it stays that way.
Coverage of tomorrow's game begins at 2 o'clock right here on WTMJ. Your Milwaukee Bucks are on the road tonight at the nation's capital to face the Washington Wizards. Former Bucks guard Chris Middleton will make his Wizards debut. Awkward. Hear the game on WTMJ with coverage beginning at 5:30. And college basketball, 16th-ranked Marquette is on the road at Villanova for a 6 o'clock tip. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 3:37.
Get ready to fiesta with Margarita Week at Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria, February 17th to 22nd. Sip on their loaded Blue Bat Margarita. Plus, buy any 2 handhelds and get a free firecracker chicken bow. Happy hour runs Monday to Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., and daily specials include $3 margaritas and free chips and salsa. Wrap it all up on National Margarita Day, Saturday, February 22nd, with live music and more. Visit Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward for the ultimate margarita celebration. Get all the info at BlueBatKitchen.com.
$1 for just $1 over cost. You can buy brand new tires from us
This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. Available at all 5 Griffin stores. Just $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Get your Rock Solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
The Hop.
Yeah, let's go to the Hop.
I've never been on it.
I have, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was very, very nice. It just doesn't go enough places, but it was nice. It was good.
It's like 2 miles.
Yeah, and it was clean. It was really, I went on a Milwaukee Food and City tour, Bloody Mary brunch, and I was impressed.
That's fun.
But there was almost nobody on there.
And they started the L line not too long
Yep,
ago that
yep.
goes to the Couture. So it's shorting out, we've learned, because of all the snow. More of the ice and salt. We learned in the Public Works Committee meeting this week the general update on the Hop from the city's operations manager, Chuck Schumacher. He says the ice and salt is causing the electrical switches to short. Downtown Alderman Bob Bauman asked Schumacher how many times the switches have shorted, causing the Hop to shut down completely.
How many times has that happened?
Oh, it's happened numerous times.
Numerous times?
Numerous times, yes.
Well, that's not
Whoa,
good.
that's not good.
So we can't wait to fix it until it dries outside. And each switch is not cheap, $100,000.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
During the meeting, our WTMJ's Adam Roberts caught up with Bauman and also heard this. This was really interesting when Bauman asked about ridership.
And of course, we know nothing about ridership anymore, right? Because nobody's.
No, we do.
counter?
Yeah, so thus far this year, we've had 957 riders on the M line and 77 riders on the L line.
For all of 2025?
For this, yeah, I think through mid-February, if I remember right.
So that's not a lot.
No.
It's like 1,300 riders a day.
That doesn't seem like very much.
It runs about 2 miles again. That new L line takes you closer to the lakefront. And Adam Roberts helped get clarification about 1,300 riders a day. So the Milwaukee County bus system, for example, ridership's down since the pandemic, about 24,000 riders a day. Though that's much bigger. It covers the entire county. But if you're looking for some public transportation, that really works, like MCTS, that's a heck of a lot more riders than the Hop.
That's the problem with the Hop. There's nobody using it because it doesn't go anywhere.
The L line?
It doesn't go to Fiserv. It doesn't go to Potawatomi. It doesn't go to the ballpark. Like, it doesn't go anywhere.
Okay, so every day, the L line, less than 80 people ride it a day.
Oh, my gosh. Like, how's that cost effective at all? That there's no way that can be cost effective. A lot of controversy with the Hop, too, because they're still without a manager. They're still without somebody to run the Hop.
Yes.
Adam Roberts reported this, too. So the guy in charge of the Hop, they set a discharge hearing for him. He was about to get fired for being incompetent and ineffective and refusing to comply with departmental work rules, policies, or procedures. The guy's name is Andrew Davis Lockwood. So they scheduled the pre-discharge hearing, and sources say they were going to fire him, and so he resigned. He's like, "You're not going to fire me. I quit."
What a wonderful gig that would be. No?
You would
It's
think.
not that long of a trek. It's going through beautiful Milwaukee, brand new.
Well,
Mostly brand new. How many
seems
years
like
old
it
is
should be, but also what a bad gig, because how do you market that to people? How do you get anybody to go on there unless you live along the Hop route?
I am eyeing like an eagle eye to see if anyone's on it every time it passes me.
Is it almost always empty?
There's always someone on it, at least one person.
Okay.
But I'm paying attention to that.
Yeah. So that's the latest. By the way, if they get to the point where they're ready to hire a new manager, we will tell you that. You can hear that here on WTMJ. Adam Roberts is on this like nobody's business.
I call him the transit god.
Yeah, he is. He's the transit god. Transit god, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's him. It's a good description.
It's true.
For
He's
sure.
all over it.
342 at WTMJ. Up next, they booed our national anthem when it was in Canada in the hockey game. We booed their national anthem when it was played in Boston yesterday. Is it ever okay to boo the national anthem? Is it ever okay to boo a country's national anthem? And is it ever okay to cheer against America's team? I want your opinion. Will you weigh in? 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Give us a phone call. Is it ever okay to boo another country's national anthem? Is there ever a circumstance where it's okay to cheer against Americans wearing our colors? 855-616-1620. Shoot us a text. Give us a call. The discussion after Debbie helps get you home.
He's going to fire up a three for the win, and he hit it! Game time has arrived! Lobs to Giannis, who flushes it in with one hand. Lillard, three-pointer for the lead! It's game time! Green going to fire up a three from the top of the arc, and he sends the ball no line. Takes it down the lane. He'll lay it in with another foul. Oh, baby! The Greek freak is unleashed.
The sound of the Bucks is here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Old man winter's wrath. It's not done with us yet. You know, it's going to be a little warmer the next couple of days, but the snow's still on the ground. It's going to get chilly again. It's just a cold time of year, right? You want to make sure that your systems at home are working like they need to. That's where Dave Drakamp Heating comes into play. My friends at independent, family-owned Dave Drakamp Heating are going to take great care of you. The dead of winter is the worst time to feel that cold air seeping through gaps in your hardwood floors, or maybe the windows in your house. You walk by the window and you kind of feel that leaking in there. You know, that not only is a window issue, it can sometimes be a heating issue as well. Make sure your furnace is working like it should be working. Because life throws us enough curveballs. It's always nice to have certain necessities that we can set and forget. That's me with my heating and AC. My home comfort system is protected thanks to Dave Drakamp. Just gives me peace of mind, confidently knowing that our home will always feel just right. Trust Dave Drakamp to take care of your family's comfort as they have mine for so many years. Get in touch with them today, DaveDrakamp.com.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. And that's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground, and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Are you ready to embark on a voyage like no other? At Fox World Travel, our specialty cruise desk creates unforgettable cruise experiences just for you. Explore the serene Mediterranean, the exotic Caribbean, or the breathtaking beauty of Alaska. We partner with top cruise lines including Celebrity, Holland America, Royal Caribbean, and Viking. Enjoy personalized itineraries, exclusive deals, and expert guidance. From booking to boarding, we manage all the details for a stress-free experience. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO, press 2, and mention code radio to start planning.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive professional servers and bartenders. You'll make great cash. Inquire today. Start next week. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga, how are the roads?
Well, we still have some problems along southbound 43. Delays basically from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette to the high-rise bridge. Northbound, we have an accident at North Avenue. This one looks like they were able to move off to the right shoulder, so at least we got that going for us. Still a little bit backed up right past that scene, though. Southbound 41, we had that earlier accident at North Avenue with the two left lanes blocked. That has now been cleared. The delays have not, though. Those are still pretty heavy, heading down from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Burleigh, so keep that in mind. Eastbound 94, backing up from 76th Street through the stadium to about 35th. The westbound side slowing from 20th Street past Mitchell Boulevard almost to Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast, mostly clear tonight, 12 at the lakes, 7 inland. Tomorrow, cloudy, a high of 29 degrees. Sunday night, slight rain chance at night. Snow north possible, high of 38. Monday, mostly cloudy, a slight evening chance of rain. 43 degrees. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, a high of 44. Right now, it's 27 degrees in Milwaukee.
I love that song. Great song about America. So a little bit of background. Here's why we're at this point in the discussion. On February 18th, at a hockey game in Canada where they played our national anthem, after Donald Trump had said, I'm going to tariff you guys, and after Donald Trump had implied that Canada should be our 51st state, this was before he actually said it. On February 18th, they played our national anthem, and this is what Canadians did. Okay, so they booed our national anthem, okay? They were upset. They booed our national anthem as our hockey team stood down there, and that's what happened. Okay, then, just last night, it was the Canadian team playing in Boston in a hockey game, and it was the Canadian national anthem that was sung, and this is what happened. So I would say more murmuring. It wasn't loud booing. It was more talking and disrespectful and kind of talking over the anthem.
I don't hear boo or anything.
Yeah, not like in the Canadian one, right? I mean, there was some, but no, you're right. Not like in the Canadian one. So the topic is it ever okay to boo another team's national anthem? 855-616-1620. Is that ever the appropriate thing to do when young athletes are standing out there on their field of play wearing their country's colors, and the national anthem is being played? What do you think? Is it ever okay to boo a national anthem?
No, it's wrong. It's disgusting. And if you're going to do it for political reasons, then it's just not respectful. Okay, you can be mad at whoever's in charge or whatever, but those are the people that live there, and people fought for their country with America. Why would you ever? That's so disrespectful. And for the 262, it's also unsportsmanlike, and I completely agree.
I'm with you. It's never okay. Even if I don't like the country, if the team is eligible to have their anthem played, we should be respectful. Some countries are not. In the Olympics, they don't play the Russian anthem because they cheated, because they invaded other countries, because they are terrible, by and large. Governing bodies have decided we will not play their national anthem. But if you're eligible to have your anthem played, then I say be respectful. Be respectful. Be classy. Do the right thing.
Why are so many people against you on this text line?
I have no idea.
How is that?
I don't know, but I don't really care.
To boo someone else's national anthem. Our national anthem. How is that controversial?
Well, so let's take it a step further, okay? I want you to weigh in on that topic. Let me play one more clip before we get there. Okay, so we're talking about booing the anthems. This also happened in Boston last night. So then they played our anthem, our flag flying, and listen to these Americans as our anthem was played in Boston. Americans singing along so loud you can hardly hear the singer. That is Joe Sixpack, Bobby Boy with his little child, husbands and wives, singing our national anthem proudly, wearing the colors and singing the national anthem. Before we get to a couple phone calls, I want to fold this in here too because this really bothers me. Americans cheering against our teams because of comments made by Donald Trump. This really, really ticks me off. Okay, so let's walk through this. Donald Trump makes comments about how Canada should be our 51st state. I don't agree with that. Donald Trump makes comments about Trudeau, their prime minister. I don't agree with those comments. But to then say I'm going to cheer against Americans wearing our flag and our colors, that makes no sense at all. So let me get this right. Hockey players who grew up in small towns in Wisconsin and Minnesota and Massachusetts are wearing the flag. How do they deserve to be cheered against? They grew up in our high schools. They went to our colleges. Their parents worked in our factories. Their moms are our bookkeepers and our teachers. Why are we cheering against them playing a hockey game because you don't like what Donald Trump had to say? Can't you separate the two? Why are you cheering against these men and women who don't make policy are not elected and are doing their best to represent our country.
There's a better way to protest Trump if you're doing that. Leaders come and go. It's the national anthem. I honestly didn't even think of that.
Why are you taking it out on these young athletes? Bob's on the east side. Bob, good afternoon. You're on WTMJ.
Yeah, hi. Very polarizing times, obviously. Thanks for taking the call. I think Canadians have every right, and I think we have no right. And I hate to see it happen, but it's demeaning to say Canada is going to become a fifth. I mean, Canada was on the D-Day beaches. Canada has been a staunch ally of this country from day one. And for Trump to belittle Canada and their contributions and their alliance by saying, oh, well, we're just going to make them the 51st state. That's all they're worth anyway. I just think it's just the hubris is just incredible. And I don't blame a Canadian for jeering and booing our national anthem. But I agree with 100% for us as Americans to boo our own. What's the point of that?
I agree with a lot of what you said. What about Americans that are cheering against our hockey team because they're so pissed off at Donald Trump? Do you agree with that?
Oh, no, I said no. I said Canadians are the only ones that have a right to vocalize against the American anthem, national anthem. But no, we have absolutely no right and no place to demean our flag and our place. I mean, yeah, I understand there's people on both sides of that spectrum that are pretty upset, but that's, again, not the time and the place. But I'm just, you know what, again, it's just a polarizing time.
Yeah,
but for a Canadian to sit there and for all the things that Canada has done for this country going all the way back to its very beginning, and to sit there and to be demeaned and to be called nothing but, an ancillary bedroom of this country is just, it's unbelievable.
Hey, thank you very much for the phone call. Ron is in Sheboygan. Ron, good afternoon. You're on WTMJ. What do you think?
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me on. I think it's very immature and it lacks manners and respect. And I don't care which country it is. It's just years ago that was unheard of.
Yeah, I think you summed it up.
There's just a time and a place, and you're going to a sporting game, and you want to be disrespectful that way?
Kate is in Mukwonago. Kate, good afternoon. You're on WTMJ.
So happy to hear all that were present singing the national anthem last night. That's wonderful. I wish they would do that at Lambeau Field as well and other sporting events. I think it's very disrespectful. Canada is our ally. It's very disrespectful to boo either team's national anthem. Very disrespectful.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hey, thank you very much for weighing in. I just don't get it. I just don't. I can understand the argument for booing someone's national anthem, although I personally do not agree with it. I just think it's classless. It's disrespectful.
Totally. Very good point. I think it's classless, too.
But the people I talked to that cheered against our hockey team, how? Donald Trump wasn't wearing ice skates last night.
It's talking about respecting each other's cultures. The national anthem's like the beginning of that.
Yeah.
Come on.
It is 3:56 at WTMJ.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Startups nationwide have the opportunity to win a $1 million investment from Titletown Tech, the venture capital firm backed by the Green Bay Packers and Microsoft Corporation. The firm is launching a pitch competition in conjunction with the 2025 NFL Draft. Brady Corporation of Milwaukee launches a program for mid-career professionals who left the workforce and are ready to return. Referring to the initiative as a returnship, the company provides paid on-the-job training for 3 months with the goal of hiring successful candidates. A new restaurant featuring shareable plates opens in Oconomowoc. Cavos highlights a menu of Greek, Italian, and Spanish cuisine at its new location at 20 South Main Street, where customers will also find a full bar and wine list. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
Otto's Wine and Spirits, they've got locations throughout the Milwaukee area, and I stop there just about every Friday or Saturday. We entertain a lot, and they've got the best prices and the best selection. It's Otto's. They've been doing this for 80 years this year, and they do it the right way. They've got the experts. They've got the selection. They've got the prices, and I know that matters. They are Wisconsin strong and committed to our communities. Will beat any advertised price every day of the week. I love their experts. They'll help you out. They'll hook you up. They'll take you exactly where you need to go, and it's quick in and out. They've got all the locations, and they've got the best selection. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards' 11% rebate sale is here. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy one dinner, get one free tonight at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club, including steak and lobster. And desserts are buy one, get one free. Tables are open, foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Tonight, the Bucks and Kuzma cash in at Washington.
Inbound pass to Kuzma, catches it, lays it off the window, and good. And the Bucks will have the last laugh.
Our coverage starts at 5:30 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, a removed LA fire chief with local ties.
I'm Julia Fellow. Lead cleanup continues throughout MPS.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Well, that earlier accident on northbound 43 at North Avenue still causing a few problems. It's off on the right shoulder, so hopefully it'll be gone pretty soon. We have more delays on the southbound side, though, just south of Hampton, all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94 backed up from 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 894, we got some backups basically starting at Watertown Plank Road through the zoo all the way down to about Lincoln Avenue. So just be careful with that. Eastbound 94, you're looking at delays from about 84th Street through to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 7 inland, a little warmer along the lake. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 29 degrees. It's currently 27. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, big fallout in California in response to last month's wildfires, and it involves a Wisconsin woman. But first, developing news locally.
District leadership provided an update today on Milwaukee Public Schools' efforts to abate lead concerns that are poisoning students at both Golda Meir and Coggle schools. The interim MPS Chief of Administration, Michael Harris, He says the district plans on testing for lead issues at dozens of other buildings this spring.
We have 26 high schools, so take that out, and then we have 5 traditional middle schools, so that would be grades 6 through 8. So those other schools would be either K-5 or K through 8 schools. And so those are the schools that we are looking to prioritize at this time.
The health department says they expect test results from Maryland Avenue Montessori very soon. And the health department is also requiring MPS to provide an update on their abatement efforts by the end of next month or face building closures.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass announcing today she met with and removed the city's fire department chief, Kristen Crowley, who's from Green Bay. The mayor says it was the worst natural disaster that L.A. ever experienced.
1,000 firefighters that could have been on duty on the morning the fires broke were instead sent home on Chief Crowley's watch. These actions required her removal.
The mayor, meanwhile, was not even in the country when the fires broke out and says Chief Crowley refused to do an after-action report on the January wildfires.
Luigi Maggioni was in New York State Court for his first court appearance since being arraigned on state murder charges in the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. His attorney says when Mangione appears in public, he's heavily guarded and shackled.
When I go visit Luigi at MDC in Brooklyn, I sit with him. He is unshackled. He walks around freely in the visiting area. We sit in a room together without law enforcement hovering over us. But for whatever reason, here, despite all the law enforcement, they need him to be wearing this vest. They need him to be shackled, and they stand right over us.
He's being held in federal jail in Brooklyn without bail. He pleaded not guilty to multiple counts of murder.
Funds for school resource officers are a go at Milwaukee Public Schools. During last night's special meeting, the Board of School Directors voted unanimously to provide 50% to pay SROs. MPS agrees to pay nearly $800,000 as part of splitting the cost 50-50, ordered by Milwaukee Circuit Court Judge David Borowski.
A new anchor tenant is moving to the Mayfair Mall in Wauwatosa.
A sporting goods store called Scheels will move into the vacant Boston store at the mall. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says Scheels will stock sporting goods, footwear, along with equipment like golf clubs, bats, archery bows, bicycles, and more. The Scheels will also include Gina's Cafe, a coffee shop, and a Fuzzywigs candy shop. The paper says Scheels plans to open at the mall in 2 years. There are 2 other Scheels in the state, one in Appleton, the other in Eau Claire. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a well-known actor returns to the rap scene.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:05.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Grab your to-do list and head to Fleet Farm for Project Days, happening now through the 26th. Carhartt fans get a free $20 gift card with every $100 worth of Carhartt gear. Good on your next Fleet Farm purchase. Sprout Sweet Mix for horses and livestock is just $8.99 a bag. And save $50 on a Milwaukee M18 Compact Brushless Drill Driver Kit, now only $149. And save big on Milwaukee tools during Milwaukee Deal Days, February 20th through the 26th at Fleet Farm.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news! Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:07.
An actor is picking up the mic again.
Will Smith got the crowd on its feet at the Premio La Nuestro Awards in Miami. He joined DJ Khaled and Spanish singer India Martinez for First Love, their collab released on Valentine's Day. Smith has been gearing up for his first album release in 20 years as he changes gears following that infamous slap at the Oscars 3 years ago. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks are in the nation's capital to face the Washington Wizards. Chris Middleton will make his Wizards debut against his former team.
I am going to be here as a mentor and whatnot, but, I want Wizards fans to know that I'm not here just to be a mentor. I'm here to be a basketball player and compete out there and help win games.
Coverage of tonight's game begins at 5:30 on WTMJ. The Brewers begin Cactus League play tomorrow in Arizona. You can hear that on WTMJ beginning at 2 o'clock. And college basketball tonight, the 16th-ranked Marquette Golden Eagles on the road at Villanova. The Badgers are playing this weekend as well. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited News Time, WTMJ News Time, 4:08.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's got a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage MPG for a truck. 24 city. Get this, 29 highway. Towing capacity. Payload is big. All the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser. All the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new. Safe and Sound program, right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
All right, here we go. Happy Friday. Glad that you're with us.
Yes, we have an abbreviated Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Bucks
too.
basketball, 5:30.
So we're all so busy, but experts warn it could turn into a serious syndrome for children. They've even coined a term, hurried child syndrome. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
It's not telling them, oh, hurry up, or you're going to be late to school or something. It's when you overbook your child. School, dance, soccer, piano, swim, family stuff. You get the point. Dr. Brad Schwal is a mental health expert and president and chief executive officer at the Center for Integrative Counseling and Psychology. He's been counseling for more than a quarter century. He says that hurried child syndrome is akin to putting adult-like responsibilities and expectations on a young child while they're still really young and they can't handle it. Too much is not a good thing, he says, because play is so important. Not to say sports is bad, he says, but because you're learning teamwork. But
Right.
here he says this.
Parents need to remember balance, that kids can be athletic and enjoy athletics, but know that even if you're playing in the pros, you have to have balance in your life. Control what you can control. So that drive to soccer practice, keep screens out of the picture and talk. Don't schedule something right after the game. Allow for time for just decompressing, for talking. Make sure that every interaction you have is intentional. You're making eye contact, you're listening. So it's not necessarily the activities that are the problem, it's what we do around those activities and the environment that we set that allows kids to have good quality time, and all the while focusing more on effort than performance, focusing more on relationship than achievement.
And it can affect the parent in the same way, he says. Screen time also affects children in not so great ways. Dr. Schwal describes social issues maybe some of us are seeing in our youth and younger workers, he says, such as speaking to someone face-to-face. It can cause major overwhelm for some people.
Social interaction and the learning of social skills has been hindered. Add to that the pandemic. We definitely have seen reports and incidents of anxiety, depression, self-harm. We are seeing a shift in behavior, a generational shift, and we can see that young people, young adults are used to interacting in different ways. And so for us, in the upper generations, we're seeing what is not normal to us based on how we were raised and when we entered the workforce.
So to avoid hurry child syndrome, find a healthy balance. You have the choice of how you approach and view life. That's what he says. You're in control with your child. thecentercounseling.org, thecentercounseling.org. They also have their Facebook, the same thing, and Instagram handle if you want to learn more.
Good information. Didn't realize there was a term for that. It's good info. 4:13 at WTMJ. Before we get to the news at the bottom of the hour, there is Everyday Hero. I love this. We celebrate somebody every single week. We've got that coming your direction, and it's American Heart Month. A very interesting take on what that all means. Then, of course, there's news at the bottom of the hour. It's 4:13. First, Debbie has your traffic up next.
While the Wizards have had a brutal year, at least they stay on brand by making all their wins disappear.
The Hoopers in our nation's capital went a full month without winning a game. It's not even American.
The Bucks head to D.C. to take on the Wizards.
Pocket pass to Giannis, who soars in and plunges it through with a one-hand slam.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:30. We are the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
You know how good it is to know that you have a bank that helps you out when you really need help? I learned that again today. My wife, Michelle, went into Town Bank because we had to wire some money to a contractor, had to wire them the money. And you do that at a bank. So Town Bank was there to help, and guess what? The contractor gave us not all the right information. Michelle was able to work it out with Town Bank. They were able to dive into it. They got it settled. They got it taken care of. The contractor's happy. We're happy because Town Bank is awesome, and they are just there. We know that at Town Bank, we are their highest priority. They're proud to be your one true banking partner. They're focused on all your unique goals, and they're right in your backyard. So whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, they have tailored solutions to get you there. At my bank, like today, it's Tony, Dan, and Matt that helped Michelle out. They made it easy. They took care of her. She didn't feel rushed, and they just found a solution. That's what banking should be. Finding solutions for you. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Town Bank. It's Town Bank, part of the Wintrust family of community banks. TownBank.us. Different approach, better results. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Lazaga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Looks like on northbound 43, we're still dealing with this crash at the off-ramp to North Avenue, so give yourself a little extra time. Luckily, you should be able to get past it. Everything is out of traffic. On the southbound side, backing up from just south of Hampton, all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. There is on northbound 4394 at about 6th Street, a broken down vehicle that is blocking the right lane, so you're starting to see delays coming in from the KK River up to that point. Westbound 94, watch for delays from about 27th Street to Hawley Road. Eastbound slowing down from 76th Street to 35th. And on 41 southbound, heavy from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive, back on the brakes from Watertown Plank Road, all the way down through the Zoo Interchange to almost Lincoln. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 7 degrees inland, a little warmer along the lake. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 29. Sunday, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. Monday, mostly cloudy, a slight chance for evening rain on Monday, a high of 43. And on Tuesday, cloudy, a high of 44 degrees. Right now, sunny skies and 26. Hey, time to recognize another everyday hero. Here's WTMJ's Eric Bilstad.
Wisconsin's Morning News identifies an everyday hero as an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Onamia, Minnesota. This is north of the Twin Cities, north of St. Cloud, right there in the middle part of the state. Brian Lathrop, school bus driver, driving about 10 kids and adults in his school bus. He's driving on a state highway, so 2-lane road, when he sees up in the distance a semi-truck heading his way, and it's creeping over the center line.
Started to come over the line a little bit, then it looked like he went back into his lane, and then all of a sudden he just veered to the left and was heading straight for me.
That semi just swerving into oncoming traffic right in front of the school bus coming right at him. Lathrop tells Fox 9 Minneapolis St. Paul he quickly had to veer to the left.
I figured I'd go into his lane, try to get around him, see if I couldn't avoid him, and he ended up going right down the side of my bus.
The video is heart-stopping. You see the semi just miss hitting the bus head on. And it was close. It sideswiped the back of the school bus as it went by. A couple of students did suffer some minor injuries, but otherwise they're okay, and thankfully they're alive because Lathrop was paying attention, looking ahead, quickly acting, not staring at his phone or daydreaming. He drove knowing that he had precious cargo in the back. The school calling him a hero.
I don't feel that I'm a hero. I did just doing my job and, trying to protect as many lives as I could.
Brian, you're a hero in our book. If you want to see the video, we do have it on our website. Just text the word hero to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, and we will send you a link to the video. Thank you, Brian Lathrop, for being an everyday hero. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
It is 4:19 at WTMJ.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Special Olympics Wisconsin Polar Plunge. This is going to be my fourth. Even if it's your first, I would love for you to plunge with me at the Special Olympics Milwaukee Plunge. It is now happening in Muskego Park, March 1st, just around the corner. You can sign up at plungewi.org, plungewi.org. It really helps a lot of athletes. We're 9,000 athletes and lots of volunteers across our state.
It's so cool.
Thousands. It's wonderful. It goes to a good cause. You have a great story afterwards. Go to plungewi.org.
Muskego Park, right?
Muskego Park, yeah.
Muskego Park on March 1st.
And you're
I'm going to be there with you. Yeah.
You're
Sign
gonna
up. Felt nice.
And you're jumping too.
Yeah. All right. I decided right now I'm going to go in the water with you. I wasn't going to, but yeah.
You are?
Yes. Let's go. It's for the kids. It's for the kids, right? March 1st, it's not too late. Sign up to make a difference. Make a difference. Help us make a difference. It's 421 at WTMJ.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368. This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
John Mercure here for the Freighter to the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. It's American Heart Month, a time to shed light on the leading cause of death for adults in our country, which is heart disease. We talked recently to Dr. Abhinav Sharma, a cardiologist with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Sharma shared risk factors and what can be done to prevent heart disease, the early signs and symptoms, and much more. Hear that conversation along with all of our past everyday health discussions by clicking the drop-down menu at WTMJ.com.
Looking to escape the winter chill? Fox World Travel has you covered. Whether it's an all-inclusive vacation with Apple Vacations, a luxurious Princess Cruise, or a European adventure with Globus and Avalon, we create unforgettable experiences just for you. Enjoy last-minute deals, exclusive offers, and personalized itineraries. From booking to boarding, we handle all the details for a stress-free trip. Ready to get out of the cold? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention code RADIO to start planning your getaway today.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday. Hope your Friday's going great.
John's jumping.
I'm going in the polar plunge. I'm excited. I'm really cool. I can't wait to see you're going as Ariel. It's going to be so cute.
Are you jumping with me at the same time?
No, because I don't want to steal a spotlight from you. You're going to... No.
Because I look crazy.
Because you're going to be like a mad woman with that red hair. It's so red.
So...
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the website one more time if people want to
PlungeWI.org, Muskego Park, March 1st.
PlungeWI.org. Check it out. Hey, this month there's a lot of talk about heart disease. It's that month, and congenital heart disease is a general term for a wide range of birth defects that affect the normal way the heart works. As part of American Heart Month, WTMJ's Greg Matzek shares the story of a heart mom who continues to draw inspiration from her heart warrior daughter.
Lori Jones has many titles. She's on the board of directors for the Children's Heart Foundation. She's the chairman of the marketing committee and secretary. Her most significant title?
Mom, which is the most important, right?
Parents of children with congenital heart disease become heart moms and heart dads. Lori learned of her unexpected title while pregnant with her second daughter, Riley.
I found out at a routine exam, I was 24 weeks pregnant, that her heart rate was half the rate it should be. They rushed me to the hospital. Nobody really knew what was going on. And then they finally figured out that she had complete congenital heart block.
Congenital heart block is a rare condition that affects the heart's electrical system, which controls and coordinates its pumping function. In infants, this process is slowed or completely interrupted. The Jones family was left uncertain of their daughter's future.
I was told that there was, hope. She would be okay, but she would probably need a pacemaker and need some sort of intervention. And at 1 year, she did need a pacemaker.
A 1-year-old child with a pacemaker for life.
When a child has a pacemaker at an early age, it's sort of a catch-22. It helps them, but it's also can cause weakness for the left ventricle. She could get a new pacemaker down the road in a few years, but that's one of the things with, these kids is they get something, maybe a fix, but then it's going to hurt their liver, it's going to hurt their kidneys, it's going to have some other repercussion.
I mentioned Lori Jones has many titles. Well, she's also an author of a children's book, Riley's Heart Machine, inspired by her daughter.
It was after her pacemaker surgery, and it was about a year later, and I started just feeling worried for her. We got over that hump. We had the medical intervention, but then it was like, well, what's going to happen down the road? What if she feels bad that she has something wrong with her and something different about her? So I just started writing, and I ended up drafting the first draft of it, and then finally, eventually published in 2012. I take it to schools, I visit with kids, and I love it.
Today, Riley is doing her best to live a fulfilling teenage life.
She does do dance. She's an artist.
Daily heart medication, a pacemaker, and surgeries are the norm, but so is school, friends, and the joy of being a teenager. The result of funding and research.
That is definitely the number one thing that we want to see, better outcomes for these children in surgeries, to live longer, and not just live longer, but quality of life.
Lori Jones has many titles. Her daughter can best be described in one way.
When we found this out about her, I looked it up, and I think Riley means courage, and I was like, this is perfect, and picked the perfect name for her.
Does she know she's an inspiration?
Yes, she does. She definitely does.
Riley is currently a 19-year-old college freshman. CHD remains the most common birth defect in the United States, affecting 40,000 babies each year. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Consumer confidence kind of rocky right now. The market's reflecting that. The Dow is off 748 points today. The NASDAQ was down 438. The S&P 500 was off 104 points on the day. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Know the details at annexwealth.com.
Fingers come in different sizes.
It's one of the first things you learn as a jeweler.
And a ring can only be sized up or down a little bit.
Which means it's a really good thing to know your ring size.
And it's an even better thing to know their ring size.
This is why we're announcing
the Ring Size Registry at Kessler's.
We're doing it as a public service. It's completely free.
Free. Isn't that a great price?
Here's how it works.
Just drop into any Kessler's Diamonds location and tell one of the owners that you'd like to know your ring size.
Kessler's is an employee-owned company, so whoever greets you at the door is an owner.
They'll determine your ring sizes and add them to our Ring Size Registry.
Then, when someone wants to know your ring size...
Because, maybe they want to surprise you.
All they have to do is call or stop into Kessler's.
Surprises can be fun, don't you think?
We're happy to do this for you, even if you don't buy a ring from us.
But after you take a look around, we think you probably will. Visit KesslersDiamonds.com for a location near you and register your ring sizes today.
You gotta get to Built Right today. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here to tell you about Built Right's President's Day and Randy Kay's birthday extended mattress sale. Their one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop and easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, employee-free store, online retailer, or warehouse club because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experienced team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models and 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA. Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, two-sided, and heavy-duty mattresses that hold up to 600 pounds. Plus, Built Right offers free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right saves you money. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right at 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Rich Lawns Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlawns.com when you're due for service.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: Wisconsin-born fire chief fired.
I'm Julia Fellow. Weighing MPS closures.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Southbound 41 backing up from Silver Spring down past Capitol, back on the brakes from before Watertown Plank Road all the way down to Lincoln, and then a little bit more of a delay from just south of Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. We've got eastbound 94 with some heavy traffic from Highway 16 past Highway F, and then again from just past Barker Road all the way to almost Calhoun. And then we've got more delays then from 76th Street all the way to 35th. Westbound, you're slowing down from 25th Street to Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Clear tonight, 12 at the lake, 7 inland. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 29 degrees. Right now, it's sunny and 26 degrees in Milwaukee.
Big fallout with a local tie in California in response to last month's wildfires. But first, we're following some developing news right here.
Milwaukee Public Schools leadership providing an update on the district's lead abatement efforts at Golda Meir and Coggle schools. District Interim Chief School Administrative Officer Michael Harris says one of the steps the district has taken is hiring an outside cleaning service to lead abate efforts.
So we're using the contractors to help us train our staff better to make sure that we understand what those expectations are based on the recommendations from the Milwaukee Health Department. So it's helping us get a better idea of the criteria that needs to be met in order to move forward.
The health department says they're giving the district until March 31st to provide an update on its progress or risk closing the schools.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass has removed Fire Chief Kristen Crowley of Green Bay from her position in L.A., effective immediately. Ronnie Villanueva, who retired from the department 7 months ago after more than 4 decades of service, was introduced by the mayor as interim fire chief this afternoon.
As you were in the fiercest firefight in Los Angeles history, bravely battling the fires for days on end. I am grateful to work alongside all of you once again.
Los Angeles will conduct a national search for Crowley's replacement.
The Associated Press announced they're suing 3 Trump administration officials over access to presidential events. They're citing freedom of speech, asking a federal judge to stop a 10-day blocking of their journalists. It's all about the case of them refusing to change its style, AP style, from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, as President Trump did last month with an executive order.
President Trump and Maine Governor Janet Mills clashing this afternoon after Trump singled out Mills at the National Governors Association meeting. The president said he'll withhold federal funds from states that allow transgender athletes to play in girls' and women's sports.
Is Maine here, the governor of Maine?
Not here.
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law.
Mills said they'll challenge his executive order in court.
Luigi Maggioni was in New York State Court in his first court appearance since being arraigned on state murder charges in the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. His attorney accused New York City Mayor Eric Adams of tainting the jury pool.
On HBO, in a documentary, I see the chief of detectives and the New York City mayor, full hair and makeup done, sitting down and giving an interview for television and talking about the evidence in Luigi's case, talking about police paperwork that we don't have, talking about forensics that we have not yet received. I guess we have now today, but I didn't when I was sitting there.
Maggioni is being held in federal jail in Brooklyn without bail. He's pled not guilty to murder.
Milwaukee Public Schools advancing funding needed to return school resource officers to school buildings.
The Board of School Directors approves nearly $800,000 to cover half the cost of re-implementing SROs. This after Milwaukee County Judge David Borowski ordered MPS and the city to split the cost 50-50 and have a plan before February 27th. Board President Marva Herndon reiterating the board's stance on what happens now.
We're ready to accept officers as soon as they are available.
Interim Superintendent Eduardo Galvan says the plan has been forwarded to the city attorney's office. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Wisconsinites could be eligible for $6 million payout thanks to faulty cold medicine. The manufacturer of Zicam cold medicine agreed to settle a $6 million lawsuit over claims that the medicine was proven to shorten the length of cold and flu sickness, and it wasn't true. Multiple Zicam brands were named in the suit, including Rapid Melts and Oral Mist. Customers who purchased any of those products before October 17th of last year are eligible for a payout. The deadline is today.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Cactus League season begins for the Brewers tomorrow afternoon against the Reds. Brewers manager Pat Murphy on dedicating the season to the late Bob Uecker.
Well, I think we all have that responsibility to honor Ueck and how we do our things, and I think there'll be enough presence around the stadium. This is a huge loss, but I don't think he goes away. He really represents what we're about. He'll be on our uniforms, and I hope it stays that way.
Coverage of tomorrow's game begins at 2 o'clock on WTMJ. And the Bucks are on the road tonight in the nation's capital to face the Wizards. Former Bucks guard Chris Middleton will make his Wizards debut. Hear the game on WTMJ. Coverage beginning at 5:30. And in college basketball, 16th ranked Marquette on the road at Villanova. That is a 6 o'clock tip.
Outdoor Living Unlimited News Time, 4:36.
Grab your to-do list and head to Fleet Farm for Project Days, happening now through the 26th. Carhartt fans get a free $20 gift card with every $100 worth of Carhartt gear. Good on your next Fleet Farm purchase. Sprout Sweet Mix for horses and livestock is just $8.99 a bag. And save $50 on a Milwaukee M18 Compact Brushless Drill Driver Kit, now only $149. And save big on Milwaukee tools during Milwaukee Deal Days, February 20th through the 26th at Fleet Farm.
$1 for just $1 over cost. You can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. Available at all 5 Griffin stores. Just $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Terrifying plane crash in Toronto. Wisconsin voters head back to the polls. The Greek Freak returns and more. It's the Week in Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Joining us is Ben Chan. I read somewhere that you shared an anecdote about competing against Aaron Rodgers.
The part I didn't tell on the show is the next week he came back and his team beat our team. He made sure to find me afterwards to shake my hand to let me know that he had beaten me.
Sportsmanship. Pass it on.
Oh, no.
A Delta flight from Minneapolis to Toronto flipping over and landing on its top.
The aircraft starts upside down and burning.
We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down.
A man in his 60s and a woman in her 40s critically injured. Remarkably, no one killed.
Deadline day for MPS to reinstate school resource officers.
If they're not in the schools in the next 10 days, I will set a hearing and we will take up sanctions, contempt of court.
We're ready to accept officers as soon as they are available.
Jim Rafter is the president of the Village of Alloway, and he is with us this afternoon. You've been an advocate for this, closing the Green Bay Correctional. It's old. It feels like it's not safe. Is that a fair assessment?
It's a very accurate assessment. No amount of money is going to bring it back to a state where they can actually do their job.
City leaders are blasting Milwaukee's housing authority.
While it attempts to stand back up, it's been hit with another leg-crippling blow.
The voting begins.
Today's spring primary will narrow down the candidates for State Superintendent of Public Instruction.
Incumbent State Superintendent Jill Underly will face off against candidate Brittany Kinzer. In Milwaukee's 3rd Aldermanic District, 8 candidates are now whittled down to 2, with Alex Brower and Daniel Bauman gathering a combined 56% of the vote.
Here we go, folks.
Governor Tony Evers has laid out his vision for the 2025-27 state budget.
Needless chaos caused by the federal government in recent weeks has already made preparing a state budget that much more difficult. We prepared for the worst.
In many ways, this is kind of like the movie Back to the Future. He tried these things for the last 2, 4, and 6 years ago in his budgets.
You're gonna see some serious
Speaker said that it's Back to the Future. It's more like Groundhog Day.
Well, it's
budget session.
Day again.
Guess who's back again.
It's back.
It's great to be home. It's always good to be home.
How did you like our little rendition for you right there?
I was touched by it. It nearly brought tears to my eyes.
A Milwaukee police officer injured in a shooting last week is now on his way home.
Feels great. Nothing short of a miracle from everybody involved.
We were alerted to this sort of made-for-TV, made-for-broadcast moment of this injured officer emerging with his health and his life still ahead of him. And there's this activity, and they wheeled out a stretcher. But 12 has, their photographer is now zoomed in on the stretcher coming, and no one's clapping or cheering. It occurred to me fairly quickly, that's not the guy.
That's not the cop.
That's not him.
Oh, no.
Bad news for the Milwaukee Bucks and forward Bobby Portis suspended 25 games for a banned substance.
This happens when you're not following protocol. So this obviously was like one of those lapses.
Centering pass, McDavid scores! Connor McDavid wins it for Canada!
It's not an Olympic gold medal or anything like that, but it means the world to our group.
Accused killer Luigi Mangione, charged in December's deadly shooting of United Healthcare CEO, is due back in a Manhattan courtroom.
For the Bucks, it is the most difficult remaining schedule in all of the Eastern Conference.
All right, so you're telling me there's a chance. Is that what I'm supposed to say right now?
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Oh, look out. One-hand slam, and the Greek Freak is flexing again. Kuzma going to crank up a three-quarter court shot, and he hit it.
Yeah!
What are we, gay?
That's not the guy.
There, it's bad.
Those bags.
Take care and goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
The Weekend Review is brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Hey, coming up next, new information into the theft of Bobby Portis's stuff. James Stratton, WISN 12, has been leading the way in the reporting on this story. James is with us with new stuff. Up next.
The Upswing with Jeff Sherman.
We're talking with Alex Wenzel from Lion's Tail Brewing Company. You have a yoga partner. Is that just in Tosa or is that in Neenah too?
Yeah, we try all different kinds of things. You never know what's going to work. Bingo, and we do an Oktoberfest up in Neenah and food trucks all the time. You just keep trying things and trying to reach different people and see what works.
Everyone's doing beer yoga these days.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
John Mercure here for my friends at Annex Wealth Management. Just today, I was with my guy, my wealth manager, Mike Murtos, in Mequon. He's incredible. What I like if you're working with Annex is they take their time. They sit down, they answer all your questions. And I got lots of questions. And they walk you through it. You and your family deserve an investment and retirement plan that's well-crafted, efficient, and focused on your goal. Dave Spano's teams, including guys like Mike Murtos, will help you make that happen. They work to help get you the retirement that you should have. Planning now makes it much smoother. Annex is a fiduciary all the time, not just some of the time. They're required to operate in your best interest. You know what that means? They don't try to sell you anything. Mike's not telling me, like, you should get into this commitment, and then they make money off it. No. That's not how Annex works. No commission products. They just provide excellence when it comes to investment and retirement planning, along with tax and estate planning. Annex is local, independent, 7 locations in Wisconsin and northern Illinois. You can also meet online. It's a piece of cake. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button today. It only takes a couple of minutes. They'll take great care of you. Know the difference with Annex.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at Hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. That's Hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Jewelry is everlasting. Each piece passes from generation to generation, gathering stories as it goes. Some have been waiting centuries for the right hands to hold them again. February 21st and 22nd, step into history at Rasmussen Diamonds in Racine. Explore an extraordinary collection of estate jewelry from the 1700s all the way to the 1960s. Each piece with a past, a mystery, a story waiting to be rediscovered. Don't miss out. The pieces at this rare 2-day event are all one of a kind, and once they're gone, they're gone. Rasmussen Diamonds in Racine.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga, how are the roads?
Yep, still slow. We got eastbound on 94 backing up from about Highway 16 all the way past Highway F in Waukesha County. Right lane's blocked with a broken down vehicle right about just past Highway F. And then we've also got some more delays on eastbound from just before 76th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. A couple more taps of the brakes to 35th. The westbound side slowing from 25th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Southbound 43 still heavy from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge down to the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Clear tonight, 12 at the lake, 7 inland. Tomorrow, cloudy, a high of 29 degrees. Sunday, there's a slight chance of rain at night. Snow north. Mostly cloudy throughout the day Sunday, though, a high of 38. Monday, cloudy, a slight evening rain chance, a high of 43 degrees. Tuesday, cloudy, a high of 44 degrees. Right now, it's 25 degrees in Milwaukee.
James Stratton, investigative reporter, WISN 12 TV, has been all over the story that everybody's been talking about. It's the burglary of Bucks Bobby Portis's home. He's breaking news that the championship ring was among that stuff that was taken, and he's just gotten the police report, like literally just minutes ago. James is with us on the hotline. Good afternoon,
wow.
James.
Hey, guys. Good to hear from you. How are you guys?
Hey, it's good to hear from you, too. Nice job reporting on this.
Yes.
What's in the police report that we didn't know?
Not a whole lot. Most of it is in that federal criminal complaint that was unsealed in Tampa Bay, the Middle District of Florida. Of note, in the police report, they did River Hills Police did contact both the Brewers security and the head of security at the Bucks. There, with the head of security at the Bucks, they asked, if any players wanted them to walk their properties to see if they could find anything or if there was anything suspicious. So they walked the properties of Chris Middleton and of Damian Lillard, but didn't find anything that was out of the ordinary.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's interesting. What about Giannis? He's in River Hills, too.
Not listed in the police report. So sounds like in reading the report, and I'm only getting what's in the report, obviously, they requested if any players would like them to walk their properties, and assuming both of them, Middleton and Dame, were the ones who spoke up.
Yeah, they were all at the game, too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. Hey, as I ask you the next question, I want to put this picture up we have. We have a picture of the guys, 3 of the Chileans who allegedly have taken this stuff, and they're with Bobby Portis' stuff. Text the word WATCH to 855-616-1620. You can see them with Bobby Portis' stuff, purportedly picture taken in a hotel room minutes after they broke into his place. What do we know about what was actually stolen, James? What do we know? You're finding more and more almost on a daily basis. What was taken from Bobby Portis?
$1.48 million worth of jewelry, the Bucks championship ring being one of them, or one of the items stolen, watches, a chain. You can see, I think there's 8 or 9 watches in that photo.
Yep.
All of them, according to the police report taken from his home, that picture taken minutes after, as well as that underdog chain that you see, I believe the guy on the far right. I'm not looking at the picture, but
yeah,
in it.
I can see it.
And so there's 3 guys there. Those 3, according to River Hills Police, are the ones responsible for the burglary in River Hills. The 4th, whose face is blacked out, has yet to be identified, according to the federal criminal complaint.
I didn't realize. I was thinking, I wonder if his championship ring was taken. So is that just reveals, James, that the NBA championship games that Bobby Portis helped the Bucks, win was included in what was stolen?
That was just released yesterday for the first time, the 2021 championship ring. I'm seeing it listed as an article in the police report right here as well.
We say bags. Bags are part of this. Bags, watches. Are those like high-end designer bags? Like, what do we know about the bags?
That's my understanding. It's high-end designer bag. I believe one was a Louis Vuitton bag. I'm not. That was labeled in the criminal complaint. What I'm not sure of is if there was anything in the bags that were taken. Obviously, the bags are expensive on top of that, but I'm not sure what was taken. If there was anything, if there was or wasn't in the high-end bags, which is also similar to what we saw across the country. We seem to have more information about the burglary at the home of Joe Burrow, but there I believe it was high-end jewelry and high-end bags taken as well.
James Stratton is with us. News 12 also obtained some video as part of your investigation that shows the men at Portis' house. What did the video show? How were they behaving? What were they doing?
So there's 2, from what I can tell, 2 guys walk up to a bedroom window, and another seems to be out in the yard, from what I can tell in watching the video. They walk up. They're speaking Spanish, according to the police report, and they're either talking on cell phones or talking on walkie-talkies. It's hard to differentiate. And from there, they basically cut the screen and either use a crowbar or a window punch, according to police, to get into the window. And from there, they're only there for a few minutes, come out with the safe, one of them hoists the safe over his head and walks away. And then a couple of minutes later, another comes out with at least one suitcase and what looks to be another bag in his hand. And then from there, according to the federal criminal complaint, they went to a nearby hotel, took the photo that you're talking about, and another photo as well that is in black and white that I can't quite get in color, that also shows according to the complaint, the tools that could have been used for the burglary.
If you text WATCH to our Setting Limited Talk and Text line, WATCH to 855-616-1620, you can see it. So the necklace that the one guy's wearing on the right, that belongs to Bobby Portis too, along with them doing the peace signs and holding up his Rolexes?
That's my understanding, that the watches and the chain are all from the burglary.
So obviously, James, these guys didn't decide to go after everybody on the Bucks. Do we know from the police reports or from your sources whether there were alarms on these houses? Like, did they have to disable or break an alarm to get into Bobby's place, or is that referenced at all?
Not 100% sure yet. It could be in the report. It's 30 pages long, and I just got it a couple of minutes ago.
Read it live on the air to us. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, he just got it.
We appreciate
and it's
you
also
joining
unclear.
us.
It's also unclear why this home was targeted versus other homes. And certainly, I mean, they went after high-profile athletes across the country while they were either at a game playing, in Portis' case, in Mahomes' case, in Burrow's case, Kelsey's case, or, like we saw in Minnesota, that NBA player was actually at a Vikings game, and he was the sort of guest of honor at a Vikings game during the burglary at his house.
So they knew he wasn't going to be home based on readily available information.
Right, which then led to the FBI and the leagues working together to basically tell players to share less on social media, be more vigilant, which was an unfortunate thing, but what they had to do.
River Hills would not give out this police report for a while, right, James?
My understanding is yes, that is correct. We sent a records request for it months ago, and I know there was some legal issues as well, and just released 10 minutes ago.
James Stratton is with us. James, do we know if any of the Chileans have been arrested or if any of the missing items have been recovered?
So and I'm strictly speaking on Portis' case because I haven't been able to talk to police departments or the FBI across the country. But in Portis' case, the three that you see in that photo, who police say they believe are responsible for the burglary, are not in custody. We're also told that none of the things, unfortunately, stolen have been recovered. So the fear, in talking to the River Hills Police Chief yesterday, the fear from him is that those items might not be in the country anymore.
That's awful.
Who's
going to walk around with an NBA ring?
But it's interesting, to your point, Julia, because if you go through security and you're on a flight to, Santiago, Chile, and that's in your bag, that probably doesn't set off any red flags, does it? I mean, if you check a big bag and it's got rings and chains in it, if they were able to get on the airplane, it could easily be gone.
Why?
It's interesting.
Not 100% sure. Yeah, that's another aspect of it that we haven't gotten into yet, but it's not 100% there.
Is there anything we don't know yet that you're really chasing? What do you want to know today that we don't know?
I think we all want to know where these guys are, why they targeted this player, why they targeted other players,
how organized it was. Yeah, it seems highly organized.
Which it does in reading the federal criminal complaint, but we don't know the extent of it. Basically, we know the extent that allowed the DOJ and the U.S. attorney to charge these 7 people. There's 7 total, but we don't know, I guess, the ins and outs of all of it.
It's interesting, too, because you can't sell Bobby Portis' ring. That's his championship ring, so it's got his name on it, but I guess you could do whatever you want with the 8 Rolexes. You can either wear them yourselves or you could presumably sell them, but a lot of this stuff, you can't just list somewhere and sell.
And really unique.
Yeah. James, you've done a great job. James Stratton, investigative reporter, WISN 12. I'm holding one of his articles in my hands. You can get that on the website or follow him on the newscast coming up throughout the day. James, we always appreciate you making time for us, especially as you just got that complaint. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you highlighting the work, and hopefully we'll have a better thing to announce next time when potentially having these people in custody.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll catch up with you next week, James. It is 4:56 at WTMJ.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Startups nationwide have the opportunity to win a $1 million investment from Titletown Tech, the venture capital firm backed by the Green Bay Packers and Microsoft Corporation. The firm is launching a pitch competition in conjunction with the 2025 NFL Draft. Brady Corporation of Milwaukee launches a program for mid-career professionals who left the workforce and are ready to return. Referring to the initiative as a returnship, the company provides paid on-the-job training for 3 months with the goal of hiring successful candidates. A new restaurant featuring shareable plates opens in Oconomowoc. Cavo's highlights a menu of Greek, Italian, and Spanish cuisine at its new location at 20 South Main Street, where customers will also find a full bar and wine list. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works. Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Hey, it's a super affordable family fish fry Friday at the Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. You don't have to pay $16 or more. Your Mind Chef fish fry is just $7.99, and that's all you can eat. $7.99 for as much fish fry as you want. So after a long week, relax with a cold beverage and a great fish fry and a kids menu that starts at $3.99 make it great for families. The kids can safely play in that huge game room quietly set aside from the dining area while you finish up. I'm not going to lie. There's games up there that I like. They got old school and new school stuff. I repeat, the Mind Chef's all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99, and desserts are buy one, get one free. I love that. Who wants a dinner with no dessert? The Mind Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford near the EAA in Oshkosh. Tons of seating, lots of close parking. Reserve now for your Friday, $7.99, all-you-can-eat fish fry. Serving all day long. Your Saturday steak dinner, under $22. Sunday brunch, under $15. What a value. MindShaftRestaurant.com.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything, and we certainly have a vehicle for your thing. The Auto Show has the largest selection of vehicles from different manufacturers all in one place. Barrett Center, the 22nd through the 2nd. Buy tickets online, no added fees. AutoShowMilwaukee.com.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com today.
Tonight, the Bucks and Kuzma cash in at Washington.
Inbound pass to Kuzma, catches it, lays it off the window, and good. And the Bucks will have the last laugh.
Our coverage starts at 5:30 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, a local connection to the now former L.A. fire chief.
I'm Julia Fellow. Local-led cleanup efforts continue.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Still dealing with some problems out there. We got the right lane blocked eastbound 94 just past Highway F in Waukesha County. It's a broken down vehicle. And then we've got more delays then from about 84th Street all the way through to the 35th. Westbound's backed up from 25th Street to Hawley Road. Slowdowns on southbound 41 starting from just south of Appleton Avenue to Capitol. Back on the brakes on 894 from Greenfield all the way down through the Hale all the way to about 58th Street. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low 7 inland, 12 along the lakefront. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 29 degrees. It's currently 24. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, big fallout in California in response to last month's wildfires. But first, some developing news locally.
District leaders provided an update today on Milwaukee Public Schools' efforts to abate lead concerns at both Golda Meir and Coggle schools. District leaders say they plan on testing for lead issues at dozens of other buildings this spring.
We have 26 high schools, so that take that out, and then we have 5 traditional middle schools, so that would be grades 6 through 8. So those other schools would be either K-5 or K through 8 schools. And so those are the schools that we are looking to prioritize at this time.
Milwaukee Health Department also tested some students from Maryland Avenue Montessori. They hope to get those results soon. Health Department says they are now requiring Milwaukee Public Schools to provide an update on their lead abatement program efforts by March 31st or face building closures.
In Los Angeles, Mayor Karen Bass announcing today that she met with and removed L.A. Fire Department Chief and Green Bay native Kristen Crowley, effective immediately.
We have just experienced the worst natural disaster that our city has ever experienced. It would be wonderful to think that everything would be smooth every step of the way, but I don't believe that that is realistic.
The mayor says Chief Crowley refused to do an after-action report on deadly wildfires that ravaged the city last month.
President Donald Trump is signaling major changes to the U.S. Postal Service.
President Trump said Friday he's considering moving the Postal Service under the Commerce Department.
I think it'll operate a lot better than it has been over the years. It's been just a tremendous loser for this country. Tremendous amounts of money are being lost.
The Washington Post first reported the news the president was considering this merger and said that experts on the Postal Service say this move would probably violate federal law. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
The Associated Press has filed a lawsuit against top White House officials for their efforts to block the AP from covering President Trump. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
The lawsuit claims the White House has violated the First and Fifth Amendment rights of one of the world's oldest and largest news organizations. The First Amendment for punishing the AP for not fully adopting the Gulf of America moniker, and the Fifth Amendment for a lack of due process in what the filing calls an arbitrary decision. For over a week, the AP's print, photo, and radio journalists have been banned from covering the president, blocked from the pool assignments they've carried for generations.
The president says the organization will not be allowed in the press pool until they adhere to his order that the Gulf of Mexico be called the Gulf of America.
Back here in Milwaukee, nearly $800,000 in funding for school resource officers receives approval from Milwaukee Public Schools.
Now the district says the ball lies in the city's court, with their plan to split the cost for SROs down the middle sent to the city attorney's office. Board President Marva Herndon.
We're ready to accept officers as soon as they are available.
The move late Thursday came after an irate Judge David Borowski set a new SRO deal deadline earlier this week.
I take a dim view of elected officials thinking that they're above the law. They're not, at least in this court. So this is going to get resolved.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The final day of Wisconsin sturgeon spearing season is taking place this weekend. So far this season, 50 sturgeon have been caught and have weighed more than 100 pounds. 50 of them caught, I should say, have weighed more than 100 pounds each. The final day is on Sunday.
Wow, coming up, the unusual reason for an Oval Office desk swap.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. How do your books look? Are they ready for your tax return to be prepared? Did you and your accountant talk during the year and develop a plan to minimize your tax bill? Or does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. Your books are a mess and the bank account hasn't been reconciled since last year. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. That's not the case with the Neal Group. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow. We like to work with you throughout the year to keep your books up to date so you run your business profitably. Are you ready to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait. Do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
The Oval Office looks a little different today. The question is, does Elon Musk's son, X, have anything to do with it?
In a Truth Social post, President Trump says the Resolute desk has been temporarily replaced with one of 6 others available to sitting presidents. He says it's being lightly refurbished. No word on why, but Mr. Trump's swap comes a week after Elon Musk's 4-year-old son, X, accompanied his dad during a news conference, picking his nose and wiping his finger on the desk as he fidgeted and taunted reporters, even the president. While his father held court, Mr. Trump, a known germaphobe, assures the desk, first used by President Kennedy in 1961, will be back. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Bucks are in the nation's capital to face the Washington Wizards. Chris Middleton will make his Wizards debut against his former team.
I am going to be here as a mentor and whatnot, but, I want Wizards fans to know that I'm not here just to be a mentor. I'm here to be a basketball player and compete out there and help win games.
Coverage of tonight's game begins at 5:30 on WTMJ. And the Brewers begin Cactus League play tomorrow afternoon in Arizona. You can catch that game on WTMJ. Coverage begins at 2 o'clock.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:08.
You gotta get to Built Right today. Built Right's President's Day and Randy Kay's birthday sale and $1 million clearance sell-off are extended. This is WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Built Right furniture, leather, and mattresses. If you're looking for affordable, better quality furniture or mattresses, do what my wife and I did. We went to Built Right. We love our new living room furniture, and we loved our shopping experience as well. It's all about your comfort, your style, your home at Built Right. 4 generations, 97 years strong. 3rd and 4th generation family members are right there in the store working alongside their amazing team. Thousands of items in stock or custom order at a low sale price. USA made, small scale, Ohio Amish made, real solid wood furniture. Over 48 models of PowerLift recliners in stock. 60 models of USA made mattresses. Built Right always saves you money. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday. Closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, just off of 894 at 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
WTMJ. Is your mic on?
Happy Friday. We made it.
You ready to go?
Yeah, apparently I'm checked out already. All right.
We just had some breaking news from WISN investigative reporter James Stratton talking about what was among the things that were stolen from Bobby Portis's home. Yeah. It includes his championship ring. We learned that Chris Middleton and Damian Lillard's home were also checked out to see if they were also impacted in River Hills. Now, Bobby Portis is also making news this week because he's out. Yesterday, another 24 games due to him taking tramadol.
Yep.
placed on the banned substance list this spring. But I was asking why yesterday to John. Why is Tramadol even a big deal? Doesn't Tramadol cause drowsiness anyways? How is that performance enhancing? We went to a pharmacist, Dr. Michael Fellow, who's my father, for answers. And he was totally on John's side. Take a listen. All right, so Dad, some of the athletes are saying that they feel like more powerful, they can work harder, but doesn't it also cause drowsiness?
Can, yes. Usually if you have a patient that is in pain and you give them a painkiller, which can cause drowsiness, usually that brings them back to a baseline level so they're normal. It just takes away the pain and they're not going to have the drowsiness because the pain is maybe so great at the beginning.
So he had an elbow injury, and that's kind of interesting that my dad says that because there's a lot of pain management that health experts do, like doctors or pharmacists, and you try to treat the pain management as much as possible. If someone's in so much pain, like an athlete who's at the top of their league, like an NBA player, that's a lot of pain they must be in. So it's interesting that he put that. Moving on, pharmacist Michael Fellow, also my dad, explains how Tramadol, which Bobby Portis says he accidentally took, ended up on the banned substance list. I ask why. When I think of performance-enhancing drugs that would be on a banned substance list for an NBA player, I would think like steroids, hormone. Why would Tramadol be on a banned substance list?
Because it could be habit forming, and it does mask pain. It doesn't take care of the source of the problem. It just hides the symptoms.
So do you see it as performance enhancing?
We as pharmacists, we're looking at it as being addictive. So, it is controlled by the DEA. It may lessen the pain of the athlete so they can perform at a higher level. I think the Toradol would do the same thing. It's an anti-inflammatory and bring down the swelling if it's of like joints and things like that. So
okay,
you probably get the same effect without having a controlled substance.
Could you see how someone could get Toradol and Tramadol mixed up as a pharmacist, or no?
I do, yes, very much.
You do? Yes. Why?
They're very similar to the patients. They just see the T, Tramadol and Toradol. They just see the T there.
He said sometimes patients who are prescribed the same thing, they mix it up all the time. And they're like, I took a double dose of something.
Yeah.
He says Tramadol is a step down from your Norcos, which is like hydrocodone, containing opioid pain relievers. What is the drug that Bobby Portis thought he was taking from his assistant? Toradol, the drug. Not banned on the substance list. He thought he was taking Toradol. What is it? So Toradol is it's still a prescription, right?
It is prescription.
But it's still an NSAID, like acetaminophen, right?
It is much stronger than that, very hard on the kidneys.
Okay.
That's why they have a length of dosing on that, not usually more than 5 days.
So you can't take that more than 5 days because it's really powerful.
How fun to hear from your dad, our expert, your pharmacist dad.
I know.
Michael Fellow.
Yeah.
That was so cool. I bet he was excited when you called him and said, Dad, can I hear my expert? Can I talk to you? Good stuff. He knows his stuff.
He does.
It is 5:13 at WTMJ. Traffic and weather up next.
While the Wizards have had a brutal year, at least they stay on brand by making all their wins disappear.
The Hoopers in our nation's capital went a full month without winning a game. It's not even American.
The Bucks head to D.C. to take on the Wizards.
Pocket pass to Giannis, who soars in and plunges it through with a one-hand slam.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:30. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Sit Means Sit Dog Training. I love my dogs, and they've become like our children at home because the children aren't at home anymore. And a lot like raising kids, I found my dogs didn't always listen to me. And a lot like raising kids, sometimes it's the parent that's not doing a great job. Matt and his teams at Sit Means Sit Dog Training are absolutely awesome. They taught me how to communicate with Bella and Baxter better, how to be a better owner, and Bella and Baxter understood, and they got it. Thanks to Sit Means Sit Dog Training, I have dogs that are more happy, confident, obedient. It's Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Schedule a free consultation today. Sit means sit.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Rich Lawns Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlawns.com when you're due for service.
Traffic and weather, it's Debbie Lozica time. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Yeah, we've got some delays out there for sure. Eastbound 94, we've got some backups starting at about Sunny Slope Road, crossing over the county line almost to Highway 100. And then you'll be back on the brakes basically from about 84th Street all the way through to about 35th. The westbound side's heavy from 20th to Mitchell Boulevard. Heavy ride on southbound 41 just south of Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. And then on southbound 43, heavy from North Avenue all the way down past the Marquette over the high-rise bridge. Remember, we do still have this accident on Highway 100 southbound at Wolmer Drive, or actually Wolmer Road. This is just south of Oklahoma Avenue. The 2 center lanes are blocked with this, so you might want to avoid Highway 100 around that area. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 7 degrees inland, a little warmer along the lake. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 29. On Sunday, mostly cloudy, a high of 38. Monday, slight chance for evening rain, but before that, a high of 43. And on Tuesday, mostly cloudy, a high of 44 degrees. Right now, clear skies and 23. Hey, Bucks basketball comes your way at 5:30 here on WTMJ. First, on Fridays, we do a little segment where we kind of dive into a story maybe you haven't heard or haven't heard a lot about. The segment's called
In Case You Missed It.
This is from Docksway, Wales.
Hello.
That was very enthusiastic. The guy's name at the center of the story is James Howell. James Howell is a Bitcoin collector. Early on in the process, in 2013, he had some Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that he had was worth $9 million, so more than a little bit, right? Well, here's the deal. He's cleaning up around his apartment. He takes the hard drive that it's on, because that's how it works. There's like a pass key on a hard drive. He takes the hard drive, cleans his house, thinks it's a blank hard drive, throws it in a garbage bag, leaves it in the hallway. His then partner takes the garbage to the dump, runs it to the dump, and it's long gone. And suddenly he realizes a couple days later, oh my gosh, that was where my Bitcoin hard drive worth $9 million was. They won't let him go through it at the dump. He sues the dump. They won't let him. They say, no, you can't dig through the dump. It's dangerous. It's stinky. There's environmental stuff. Guess what? He's now in the process of buying the dump. He's buying the dump for a couple $100 million. So that he can then go through it, and there's still no guarantee that he will ever find it, or if he does, that it will be in working condition. Going through the garbage.
It's probably worth a lot more than 8.
It is. So now it's worth, they believe, $800 million. So I guess
in case you missed it.
Okay, so mine, Valentine's Day came with some really interesting studies about the law of attraction. So there's an incredible story showing it's not just animals that use their nose to mate. Have you ever been like, that person looks great, and the other days you're like, ew?
Yeah, for sure.
Women look most attractive to people during ovulation, and apparently female hormones give off a scent from their estrogen running through their bodies that drives men wild.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So when the egg drops, ready to be fertilized and create life in another human being, it's what keeps our species going. The birds and the bees, hello. Human ovulation cues. A 15-year study out of Amsterdam took all the information from studies around the globe about this, and they found female dancers who perform moves close to their customers to get a tip are tipped more during ovulation.
Wow.
Videos the scientists even have of dancers' gaits. Of course, they're looking at videos to study this.
Yeah. Of course.
Yes.
So
also,
for
research. For research purposes, we're also rated as more attractive Isn't that interesting? Wow. And the note was that they appeared to have more confidence and energy. So the smell, more pleasant and attractive. That's what it's described as.
In case you missed it.
Okay, well, this just happened a few days ago. A historic aging ocean liner that a Florida county plans to turn into the world's largest artificial reef. It is called the SS United States. It's a 1,000-foot vessel, and they are transporting it from Philadelphia's Delaware River to an area near Mobile, Alabama, where they're going to prep it to sink it off of Florida's Gulf Coast to make it into a artificial reef. And it'll be the largest one. So I don't know if Guinness is on top of this just yet. Maybe they're waiting for it to actually get sunk. But we'll see if the actual world record actually happens with the SS United States off the Florida's Gulf Coast.
Because if it becomes a Guinness thing, Deb, you'll do it again as the Guinness thing.
Of course I will. I'll at least have a backup and it's a follow-up. It's what we call in the biz.
In case you missed it.
Sean.
The ocean is a large place. Only 5% of Earth's oceans have been fully explored by humans. Once in a while, some mysteries reveal themselves. Take earlier this week, a group of people were walking down the beach of Mexico's Baja California west coast. They saw something shiny in the water. At first, they thought it was an eel. Upon closer inspection, it was something rare, an oarfish. Oarfish are typically found in the deep sea and usually don't swim in shallow waters. When they do, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. According to the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, there have only been 20 sightings of the fish recorded off of the coast of California since 1901. In Japanese mythology, oarfish are viewed as harbingers of doom, signaling impending earthquakes. There's been no scientific evidence to back that claim.
Are they ugly? What do they look like? Are they scary looking?
They're like silver ribbons.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're
not
like
really
super long, right?
Yeah,
so
very long.
Giving way to the old sailors' stories of the scary sea monsters.
They say that when that appears, something really bad happens.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that's why they're called that, I guess, huh?
In case you missed it.
Hey, a quick shout out before we get out of here for Bucks basketball. James Stratton, who joined us this afternoon at 4:45, breaking news on Bobby Portis and the new police report that's been released. Stratton's been all over this story, so check it out at WISN TV's website. Always does a good job. Always good when he's with us. If you want to hear the James Stratton interview or any other interview, text the word WAN, W-A-N, to our talk and text line, 855-616-1620. You get taken to a podcast page. It all lives there. It's very easy. Text the word WAN to 855-616-1620. You'll hear the Stratton interview there. You will hear all the stuff we've had this week. The latest from Capitol Hill was on there from today. Superintendent Andrikopoulos from yesterday, all of it. Text the word WAN to 855-616-1620, and you can stay up to date on everything that we've got going on. It's Bucks basketball. Chris Middleton and the Wizards take on the Bucks from the nation's capital. Up next.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss,